on someone?
No, I think it's okay. Let's start there.
Okay, so hello and welcome everybody to our STS Portfolio webinar. So we are very thrilled to be here with you. So today we gather to showcase STS products and services, as well as to highlight our commitment for innovation and excellence. So as we all know, the business landscape is constantly evolving, and it's crucial for us to stay ahead of the game. And we believe that our products and services embody the very essence of what it means to be cutting edge and forward thinking. And we are excited to share them actually today with you. So we understand at STS the significance of project management in today's business model. And we are super proud to offer a range of training solutions to meet the needs of our clients. And our portfolio covers everything from basic project management principles to advanced methodologies, tools, and techniques. But it is also very important to underline that today's webinar is just not about showcasing our portfolio. It's about building relationships and fostering collaboration. So we value our partnerships really with everybody and each of you, and we believe that together we can achieve great things. So as we embark on this journey together, let us be inspired by the possibilities that lie ahead, and let us be driven by our common passion for innovation, and let us be guided by our shared commitment to excellence and success. So if we can go one slide further, just a few things to have an optimal experience. Please mute yourself during the presentation, and we're going to have a special Q&A session at the end. So if you have any questions, please wait for the end. And in case, you can also write them in the chat so you don't forget them. The chat normally should be bottom right. You have the small icon, and we will take them at the end of the presentation and answer to all of them. And of course, the session will be recorded and shared with you and also with the other people who might be interested after this presentation. And concerning the webinars, one more, Patrick. We have this those webinars format during 2023. We already had one in February, and we're going to host one more in May. So it's a way to be closer to everybody, to exchange and to speak together. So if you want to be updated with all the news, please subscribe to the newsletter, and you're going to have all of the latest updates and invitation. And for the moment, the way to do it is just to send us an email to office@sts.com. So really, I'm looking forward for this webinar, and I'm gonna give the presentation back to Patrick Lehmann. Thank you.
Thank you, Saria. Thank you for the introduction. Also, a warm welcome from our side. And it's really a pleasure also to present the STS portfolio, for which I quickly change as well and share our portfolio as we have set it up for you as well. I'm also thrilled to have with us also Nimila and Ashil, who have been working quite a lot on all the contents that we're going to present right now. It's a pleasure for me as well to see that we have been in a position to advance on our content and to make sure that they're up to date. As we have said already last time, there have been a lot of changes in terms of PMI, IPMA as well. So we try to reflect them as soon as possible. And that's what we're going to present today. I hope that you have to see the screen right now, and our portfolio, we have really now split it up in different categories, which we're going to present today. The first is the best practices that we call our own courses that we have put together. Then we do have courses related to PMI. We have courses related to IPMA, and also products related to Prince2. Last but not least, I also would like to look into the future a little bit and show what the next steps will be. Let us first start with the best practices. So these are all the courses that are really dealing with project management subject in a way that it's not primarily related to project management standards or certification, but to have a good understanding of project management. So basically, we're starting here on the Project Management Fundamentals e-learning course, which is our, let's say, flagship in terms of digital learning contents related to project management. We have added a new one here to the the fundamentals course with the Agile Essentials module integrated here as well. So there was a need as well. There was some request to not only look at predictive project management, but also to include a first overview of Agile project management, which we have integrated in here. Another way to look at project management is also the essential, which is the fundamental course, but shortened down with some less material in there, some exercises that we dropped or some lessons that we have not been included there. But this basically is the foundation of project management, gives a good insight in project management as such. Further,
Patrick, sorry for cutting you. Could you please do it on full screen? We see a little WebEx window on the right side as well. Maybe you could close it.
Better right now?
If you, yeah, I think you can. No, you should maybe close the WebEx meeting window.
Let's put it here on the full screen. I hope that that works better. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. Can you see it now?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Thanks. It's always difficult. It looks different on my screen than on yours, actually. Okay. Good. Having looked at the first three, so we also added a new advanced course, an advanced course that we have revised as well. The advanced course is still on, let's say, project management in a predictive term, but we have also included some, let's say, topics that are more related to leadership, personal management skills, and so on, problem solving as well. And we do have also included a leading project team. That's a new course that we have been based on the old one, which has been called project team. And here we have integrated more of the soft skills, especially also topics that come more like from IPMA, the part of the people module that is in there as well. Afterwards, we do have two courses now which are looking at Agile project management. First of all, it's the Agile project management essential. That is a course with about 6 lessons, which gives a short introduction to Agile project management. But we have amended this course also with a broader one that looks also not only the essential, but also how to manage Agile project, what the ceremonies are, the artifacts, and so on, and how to lead the team. This is a course that is takes about 8-9 hours as well, so it's more in-depth as well in terms of learning material that we have included there. And last but not least, we still have our program and portfolio course, which looks at the program portfolio on project management, more on a general term here as well, to give some insight for those who do have to look into project management from a broader perspective and look into program and portfolio management on a level of an enterprise or a company. Together with this tools, we do have also the skill test and the knowledge test, 2 assessment tools that we can use also in terms of testing project manager about their knowledge, about their skills as well. So these are, let's say, broader approaches, still, let's say, best practice approaches here. And the results are shown on the knowledge test primarily as the knowledge areas. This is still the old one in terms of project management, the PMBOK 6. But we will look into that later on as well. And the last product, which is also based on best practices, and I think you know them all, is the SimulTrain, the project management simulation. That is really an in-class a tool, a serious game that you can use to really work on the basic of project management, looking from different perspective as well. So it's not covering one of the particular certifications. So this is really the portfolio that we have in terms of best practices. And best practices means really that we have tried to take all the best approaches from the different standards together, have based it on our knowledge, on the knowledge of our experts as well, and put them together so that it gives a sound foundation for project management. Especially the e-learning courses are value suited to also introduce training so that you do have more time in the face-to-face training for interaction, for exercises, for the simulation as well. So we see really the e-learning courses here as a good basis for knowledge transfer that helps you to design a training in a much more interactive way afterwards when it comes to the seminar. That's about best practices. Now let's have a look on the PMI courses. Now, with the changes that we have mentioned last time as well, especially in terms of CAPM, we have created, instead of one course, 4 different courses that cover the new topics of CAPM. So this 3 courses that cover the 4 domains that are in the exam right now. These are the project management fundamentals, core concept, and the predictive plan-based methodologies, the agile frameworks, and finally the 4th one is about business analysis. So we have taken those different topics, the lessons that we have, into these 4 topics, and we provide this as a new course which prepares really for the CAPM exam. Currently, we do have the 3 languages, English, German, and French. Probably we're going to leave it like that. But in addition to the e-learning courses, we do have also the exam tool, the exam simulator, which is still based for the time being on the 6th edition, since officially PMI has not changed yet the date, or not announced the date when they're going to change the exam. So the CAPM exam is still the old one, as we do have it right now here. These courses, there are used in different kinds. We still can use it as a prep pack, which means that people can prepare themselves for the certification, but it also can be used in terms of the support material of an instructional training. So if you want to have more substance in addition to your training material that you have, you can easily add the e-learning courses. And also what we recommend then afterward, the exam tool, that means the exam simulator that helps you afterwards, or that helps the participants or the candidates to prepare themselves for the exam. The next part that we have is about the PMP, also in terms of PMI, project management tools. Also here we have split up the contents into 4 modules, starting with the framework model, then about the business environment, people and processes. And again, here we are covering the 3 domains that are in the exam outline. And this actually are the 3 models, 4 models together with the framework that help to prepare and to look into the different areas or domains that the exam will cover. In addition to that, we do have here the exam, which has been updated some time ago already, and covers, as we said already, the 3 domains: processes, people, and business environment. To that, we have added a knowledge test. Again, one with 50 questions and one with 100 questions that cover the same domain. So these are questions related to PMI, also to the PMI exam or the PMP exam that are specific and that come up into this test. In addition to that, we have created a completely new knowledge test, which can be used also in a broader way, not only for PMI, but it's more like related to PMI, since it's aligned to the 8 performance domains, which are in the PMBOK 7. So we have taken the PMBOK 7 as a basis, have defined the different domains that they are pushing forward here, and will show the results according to the 8 different performance domains as they are outlined in PMBOK 7. And this one is available for the time being only in German and French. We might use it afterwards. We might translate it in different languages later on as well. The e-learning courses, just to mention that, they are for the time being in English. This has a simple reason in the fact that the PMI does not want ATPs as we are, that we train individuals with our tools. They want to have it as an instructor-led training. So that's the base, the reason why we have it created for the time being in English. Might be it's up to you also to say if there is a need to have these courses in different languages. Here, I just want to stress out that, as I said, PMI has changed the approach to learning. ATPs are requested to instructor-led trainings, and that's what we do, but we use our training material in support of the training because there is a vast material that has to be covered, and I think to have digital learnings content in addition to the learning contents that are provided by PMI might help the participants or the candidates to better understand the concepts and to be better prepared than afterwards for the exam as well. And obviously the exam tool here, exam PMP, is a good tool to prepare, to help people to get into this training or certification mode, and to help them to go through a lot of different questions that come up then afterwards as well in the training. So that's how to use that in terms of PMP. And last but not least, we do have the PMI ACP exam simulator here as well. This helps really also to prepare for the ACP exam, a tool that we offer if people are preparing themselves for the training. We do that more like instructor-led preparation training. And then in addition to that, we add the exam simulator that you have here. The next courses or the next the next basket of courses that we have is the IPMA or the IPMA courses. Again, IPMA has done a new standard some years ago already, and we have already structured the e-learning in terms of the 3 domains or 3 competence areas, which are perspective, people, and practices. So these are 3 distinct courses that together build one approach to project management according to IPMA, and are a good basis to prepare themselves for the exam as well. Since now in most countries also there is not only exam for the D level, but also for the C and B level. Here you find the, let's say, the theory, the how to do the instruction, how to work on project management in these lessons here. We have already ICP exam simulator for level D, because level D is the only one that has multiple choice. The others do have then afterwards open text questions. And we have added this year as well an IPMA D Agile exam simulator, which helps especially those who would like to prepare an Agile IPMA D certification. So this is a particular course or a particular exam simulator that helps to prepare for the Agile certification. It might be used also in combination with our Agile project management course that we have, so to make sure that they have a broad basis in terms of project management knowledge, Agile project management knowledge that can help to pass the exam afterwards. Okay, good. The next part of the portfolio that we have, it's about Prince2. Prince2, it might not be that strong here in, let's say, Central Europe, but UK and some other parts, it's quite used. And we do have the exam simulators for the 2 levels, the foundation level and the practitioner level, that help to also prepare and to go through the different topics here that are listed and to be prepared for the exam. We use that primarily in combination with classroom training or in front of a classroom training to make sure that the people are prepared and can take the exam right afterwards. Okay, good. These are the products. We have been working quite a lot on these products, particularly also the new exam simulator, for example, IPMA Agile. We have updated a lot of the lessons. We have added new lessons, which now are also demanded by PMBOK 7, by IPMA. So all overall, I think we do have a good basis of project management topics that can be used in trainings, and the e-learnings may really also help to prepare the trainings afterwards. As I said before, to give you time then afterwards to work on concrete examples with your participants or to work on case studies to make the theory really come to life and implement it afterwards in the training. But I also would like to look at two tools that we are still working on and that will be in the future. The first one is the new exam simulator for CAPM. As already mentioned, that will change during this year. So we have created new questions. We are about to integrate them and to translate them. So we hope to have it ready in April 2023, next month. And this will replace the current CAPM exam simulator that we have. So this one will be completely aligned with the 4 new domains in the exam. There will be less input-output questions, so not at all anymore, but more also agile questions that might be asked during the exam. And our last project, that's probably also the biggest one, will be a new version of Simultrain, which we started to prepare already, collecting what needs to be improved. And we try to really also work on a long term on a new product that will cover the needs of the trainees nowadays in terms of simulation in project management. So don't expect that we will be finished with this soon. We will take some time. We are a small institute. The current simulation that we have is still valid, still a good tool, but we want also to be assured, as Sarah said at the beginning, that we innovate and that we are ready for the next generation that comes. That's in a nutshell our portfolio that we have. I hope that we could really cover the broad basis as well. I think you have now a good overview. Should you want to have access to one of these tools to learn more about the contents, please feel free also to contact my colleagues at office, Larissa and Nadine. So we are happy as your partners to give you access to them as well, so that you have an in-depth insight of the contents of this product. Okay, with that, I give it back to Sarah and to you as well in terms of questions, comments from your side as well.
Yes, thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. So Aaron Schmal asked you if you could eventually show like a simulation of one of these tools so that, yeah, maybe it's easier to have a experience directly in one of those. I think it can be useful and easy to show.
Just a moment to log on as well. Okay. Good. For example, just an insight, for example, the Agile Project Management course that we have created. The basics as we create them are always the same. Change to English here. So we have created different topics, and within these topics we have different lessons that explain, for example, here the vision in more details. Always here, it should start with the key message, go through a theory where we explain in more details what a vision in this regard is meant to be. We have exercises and examples as well, and explain how to apply that in depth as well. What are the different approaches? How to see, for example, here, the vision can be done in terms of understanding, and the product box here as well to show the results. And then we finish that with a checklist and the pitfalls. And finally, we do have the literature to the main, let's say, frameworks and main books that we have. We concentrate our books here to the standards and the reference guides that we do have in project management. We do not go too far in terms of different books, but to the standards in this regard. So this is about agile project management. A course that goes further into details, for example, is about ICP here. Let's put the one, the practices here. And the practices that really cover all the different project management practices that you have here in terms of the competence areas that are written, like, for example, time, which covers more like schedule management, critical path, and so on. Finances, which covers more like budgeting and the cost control, resources, and so on. So each of these ones are again divided into different lessons. Each lesson covers one of a particular topic. And in this lesson, again, we always start with a key message. We give some theoretical background to understand better what it is meant to be, also how to implement that. And again, a lot of exercises to make people work on the contents themselves, to better understand them, to answer to specific questions. Before then, we go into a checklist, pitfalls, which summarize the key points of the subject again here. Is this already an example that you can use? But also feel free also to ask for a specific course that you might want to look into that. That's no problem at all.
So we have a further question as well from Orlando about explaining the new e-learning PMP. So does it replace the old e-learning PMBOK? And there is a second question, but maybe you want to answer this one first.
Thanks. Yeah, the current one, it's really replacing the old one. The old one has been concentrating only on PMBOK 6, as it has been the case with all the processes. Now PMBOK, the current PMI or PMP e-learning covers much more topics than used to be. So we are not looking into the processes anymore only, but we also, it's about compliance, it's about conflict management and so on. So we have been including much more lessons, but we also have been included lessons from the Agile e-learning, since Agile project management is also covered with PMBOK 7. But also PMBOK 7, which is not guiding the exam anymore. But if you look at the content outline of the exam, there are Agile questions in there, so we have included them as well. So PMBOK 6, we don't sell anymore. If you order PMP preparation material, it will be the new one.
Okay, perfect. And then a second question concerning the PMP preparation pack. So is it correct to say that the PMP preparation pack is the combination of the PMP e-learning plus the PMP exam?
Yes, that's true. The prep pack combines the 4 courses here plus the exam. There is something which I just wanted to mention here, because as an ATP, we are obliged to do so. As an ATP, we are not allowed anymore to train individuals with the prep pack, but the prep pack might still be used in combination with the classroom, so that we say, okay, if you want to have the prep pack included to provide your participants in addition to your classroom activities with the e-learning and the exam, then it will compose actually the 4 quizzes here, plus the exam that we have here. And that would be an ideal material, an ideal support in preparing your participants or candidates for the exam.
And we have also another question from Boule Noir that asks something, I guess, about the previous question, something related to PMBOK 7 or 6. Maybe you can just take the microphone and ask the question, because I don't know exactly what is related about.
Okay. You have to unmute yourself, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I cannot see. I may just, well, PMBOK 7 and PMBOK 6, PMI has not been that clear on that. PMI said now it's PMBOK 7, which is really the one who counts, but again, the content outline for the PMP exam, as well the one for CAPM, they are not aligned with the PMBOK as such, with PMBOK 7. So there are different approaches right now. PMBOK 6 continues to work to exist as standard. There are some standards for the processes, which now is available on the PMI website called the PMI Standards Plus. If you are a member of PMI, you can have an access there, and you find here also these processes. But this is only one part of how PMI now sees project management. So PMBOK 7 is much broader, has defined performance domains, which also include the methods, how you, for example, look at project management methodologies, if it's more agile, iterative, or predictive, and also how you tailor them. So PMBOK 7, it's much broader. But PMBOK 7, that's my understanding, is not, let's say, it's not a learning book anymore as it was the case for PMBOK 6. So you can read it, give you a good understanding, but you don't know project management by going through the PMBOK 7. So that's the reason why we created these e-learning modules, which are ideal to complement the book, or we don't even have the book, but it really helps to prepare for the exams. I hope, but please feel free also to either come back right now if also if you do have questions that goes further on.
Okay, so we do a little bit of PMBOK and PMP. So Orlando has another question about the restrictions using the e-learning PMP. So is it correct that it can be purchased only if there is a classroom training, first of all?
That's a good question. Well, we don't control that. And it depends what, I know that not all of our partners are ATPs, authorized training partners. So it's just how we have to use it ourselves to comply with PMI. But then it's up to you, in the sense that your relationship to PMI, and that's your business. We don't control if you do a class. We know that we have, as a PMI wants us to do classroom training and use additional material. That's only what I can say. But we don't control if you do have a class, if you do or the PM prep pack with the 4 courses and the exam. That's perfectly fine. We don't control it.
But the ideal scenario would be to have a classroom. Yeah.
That's what PMI wants, to have a classroom with the authorized trainers. And as we are ITPs, we convey this message.
Perfect. So for the moment, we do not have any further questions. I don't know if somebody wants to.
Have a question as well. Sorry, but you have to unmute yourself more of. I don't hear you. Sorry.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe because you muted everybody, but we have other questions otherwise on the chat as well for a moment. So what about the future of simultrain? You said something, but maybe you could go more into details, Patrick.
I'm not going to go too much into details. We really have realized that we need to have a next generation of simultrain that also takes different aspects into consideration. These are technical aspects that we also, with after COVID, we have experienced that there is more and more virtual use of the simultrain as well. There are pedagogical aspects because a TikTok generation is coming up. And there are also aspects that we have to cover in terms of project management approaches, because they are not only predictive anymore, iterative, hybrid, and so on as well. So that's a major approach to it. What we're going to do, we're going to assemble everything, put everything on a blank piece of paper, and come up with, let's say, a plan to implement that. And we're also conscious that we cannot implement everything at once, so we're going to have a step-by-step approach to the new simulation. That's for the time being what we can say. I think, Vasily, if you want to add something, you're going to lead the project. But I need also to say we need to have some patience because, it's a major project.
I think you were perfectly clear.
Okay, good.
And I think the next question is already being answered, but there was one from Nader about simultrain as well, asking if the changes we are going to implement in the new version are going to be more based on the customer feedbacks or more on the project management basics.
Yeah. No, I think we commit ourselves to really take everything into consideration, because that's a major shift in terms of project management. But I think there is also a major shift in terms of learning and using such tools in the future. So we really try to cover everything with a new approach to simultrain. Yeah.
And then we have another question from Boulot Noir. I don't know if I understood it right, but he asked if the kit PMI PMP is necessary. Maybe you could just tell us for what exactly, in which context?
The kit PMI PMP.
PMI PMP, yes.
Yeah. Well, just to hope that I understand it correctly. So what we try to cover here in terms of PMI, so we really want to have different courses, PMI courses for the different levels. And courses we primarily have for CAPM and for PMP. So since PMBOK is not the basis anymore for the exam, but it's the exam content, which has been before, but it has been quite close aligned with the PMBOK. But now it's different, and that's the reason why we said we're going to have different courses for the different PMI levels, for the CAPMI level and for the PMP levels. We really try to put those contents into this these e-learnings that we show right now here, that are relevant for the exam, that are relevant in preparing the exam. So that's the approach that we have taken. So you don't find everything in all the two levels anymore as it has been before. So the tools are really aligned with the exam outline and what is expected from PMI towards the certification candidates. I hope that I could answer the question in this regard.
Perfect, thank you. And we have a last question from Ralph Browne concerning the prices. Maybe you could redirect, Patrick, for prices, the contact, especially for the e-courses, business environment, people, process, etc.
Well, for the time being, we have said the prices are the same for example, CAPM. We had the price will be the same for CAPM right now as it has been for PMBOK before. So we have no changes, even though you have much more contents available. And this is, for example, also the case for PMP. The 4 courses which replaced the all PMBOK course are at the same price right now as the old one has been. So we can sell it right now. There will be some changes in prices, but not that soon. But we will inform you also in terms of that. But it's more like, well, with everything which has been going on recently as well, that might be some adjustments for the partners here. And but this will be announced separately if we do have all. For the time being, it means that the courses, the PMP courses, are at the same price level as the all PMBOK one. This is the case also for IPMA. And for the new courses, please feel free also we do have on our website the price list that you can download, and the new prices are there or should be there. And if you don't find it, my colleagues Larissa and Nadine will certainly also inform you about the price.
Thank you. And another question concerning the e-learning materials. Do we have any e-learning or materials for a project participant?
Well, one course that might be really for a participant only, it would be the essential course here, which is about 6-8 hours. It's not that in that like the fundamentals. So a project team member who has not a leading role might have a good understanding already with this course. This is a course that might go into this direction to give an overview about project management, how this is done, but probably not that in all the details as the fundamentals course. So this might be a good solution for team members indeed.
Okay, and another question about the prices. Can we link the prices directly in the chat? Can we send the information directly here, or how does it work exactly?
Well, if I might probably, Nadine or Larissa, if you could just take the link from the pricing list on the website and put it in the chat, that's fine for me. I have not opened it right now, but the price list that we have there is open, is publicly available for our partners. So you can also link it so that you can download it right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Are there any more questions or people who want to take the microphone and ask them also directly to Patrick? Well, I think, well, Nadine or Larissa will put the link in the chat. And yes, Patrick, if you have anything else to say, it's a moment.
Oh, that's fine.
Sarah, excuse me just a second. We're having currently some issues with the update of the price list, but we will try to share it afterwards. So at the moment, it's not available on the website.
Okay, good. No, I think that we're gonna we have recorded that. We send out the presentation as well, and with the presentation we send out the updated pricing list so that you have access to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. If there are no questions, you're welcome. Thank you also for your interest. If we do have afterwards specific questions, my colleagues here and myself are at your disposal for any questions. So, and also if you want to know how to integrate in a certain type of training, what kind of courses might be best suited, don't hesitate to contact us. Good. From my side, thank you for your attention.
Thank you. My microphone is not working.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a good day. See you.
See you. Thank you.
Bye. See you. Thank you
Bye-bye.
for participating.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.